Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, something a little bit different. I wanted to share with you how I lost 4% of my body fat and gained muscle in 90 days. And it was weirdly so easy. I just changed two things in my life. And this video is not fashion related, but I have had questions pretty much like over the last year really about my diet, about exercise, about my lifestyle and what I do to keep fit. So I thought I'd actually film a video about it. And I thought now would be the best opportunity because I actually have just recently found these results out and it was quite a surprise to me. So just some disclaimers before we get started. I am not at all a fitness influencer, expert, anything like that, okay? I'm eating hot cross buns on the regular lately. Why? Because it's Easter time and I'm pretty sure somebody who really cared about their body wouldn't be eating as many hot cross buns as I am. I'm just sharing with you the two things that I did that was so easy that worked for me. And also just another disclaimer is we're going to be talking about weight, we're going to be talking about scales, we're going to be talking about numbers, we're going to be talking about diet. And if any of that is triggering to you, then maybe just skip this video out. If you're petite and if you're already quite slim and slender and you have been wanting to tone up, I've always wanted to tone up, always wanted to lose a little bit of fat, not weight, fat. If you're petite or if we have a similar body type and you're looking to tone up or you're interested in losing fat, not losing weight, losing body fat, then you might find this video interesting and you might find it helpful. So let's get started. Unfortunately, I don't have any, I've got this here which I'll explain in a moment, but unfortunately I don't have any before and after photos because like I said, this wasn't an intentional thing. It's not like I set out on a weight loss journey. It's not like I set out to lose weight, to lose fat, sorry, and to gain muscle. It just kind of happened accidentally. And I think even if I did have a before and after photo, you're probably not really gonna see a huge difference because I already am quite lean and I think I lost 1.8 kilos of body fat. So, you know, 2 kilos, I'll have the pound equivalent on screen because it's just not how my brain works, but that's not like a lot, you know, you can't really notice that straight off the bat. It's not like a huge drastic change, but it's something that just makes you feel really good. And I'm sure you can relate to this, even if you just lose, you know, a kilo or two, you still feel really great, you still feel good. So I have this here, which is basically what told me that I had happened to specifically lose 1.8 kilos of body fat and actually gain 300 grams of muscle. So not a lot of muscle, but to be honest, that kind of fits in line with my goals anyway. I'm not someone who wants to gain a lot of muscle. I don't want to gain a lot of bulk. I prefer aesthetically to look very lean and just lean muscle mass, and building lean muscle mass is my goal. I just kind of find it more aesthetically pleasing. It's a look that I prefer. So I went through SA body analysis. It's called SABA. I'm gonna have them linked. They're Australia-wide, I think, and I'm gonna try to find some alternatives, but I'm assuming, you know, wherever you are in the world, especially if you're in America or England, probably could find something very similar. It's basically a body composition analysis, and it basically shows you so much more than what a scale would. So if you're someone who weighs yourself and it just gives you one number, you don't really know the breakdown of, you know, the muscle mass, the body fat, and it's I think really good to see things like that because sometimes it can be really disheartening if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to get fitter, and if you keep looking at a scale that tells you you're gaining and you're putting on weight, you don't know if that's, you know, water weight, you don't know if that's muscle, you don't know if that's fat. And I think it's really a great insight to know these things. These have been taken within 3 months from each other, and before I really get into more of the results, I'm gonna just share with you things about my life that I do in general, and then I'm going to share with you the two specific things that I've changed. Okay, so just a bit of a rundown on like my general, you know, fitness lifestyle, some things that I thought might be worth mentioning. If there's anything else I haven't mentioned that you want to know, please leave them in the comments down below, and you know, I'll answer any other questions you have. But on average, I do weight training, or I go to the gym like once a week, sometimes twice a week, but like in terms of like any form of weight training, I only do it once or twice a week. I find that I Peloton anywhere from like 3 to 4 times a week. I love my cardio, I love my spin. And that's one thing that I've been told before is like, I need to stop doing so much cardio. I'm not gonna be able to build muscle if I keep doing so much cardio, but I love cardio, okay? I tried to not do as much cardio, but it doesn't cardio makes me happy. Cardio lights me up inside, okay? Endorphins make me happy. I love cardio. Peloton's my favorite form of exercise. So I Peloton 2 to 4 times a week on average, and I tend to be naughtier on the weekends than I do on the weekdays in terms of my diet. So I mean, did I just have a cross bun? Yes, I did. But on average, I try to eat relatively well on the weekdays. I'm like conscious of what I'm eating. On the weekends, you know, if I feel like something naughty, if I feel like some wine, I tend to do that more on the weekends than on the weekdays. I on average walk between 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. I don't track calories or meals regularly. There's points in my life where I have done it just to kind of see where I'm at, if I'm hitting all my nutrients, you know, if I'm eating too much, if I'm eating not enough. But I know on average I eat between 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day, depending on, you know, either how much exercise I've done or how little exercise I've done or how busy I am or how sad I am. Or if I'm, you know, menstruating, I tend to eat more, but on average, it's usually between 1,500 to 1,800 calories that I consume a day. I am 5'4". For the longest time, I thought I was 5'3". So if you've ever heard me say I'm 5'3", sorry to disappoint you. I actually have only now just realized I'm 5'4". And I weigh 50 kilos, which again, I'll have in pounds here. I sauna once a week, and if you want to look into the benefits of saunaing, is that a word? I don't know. I'm gonna have an article linked. I use a sauna once a week. I just find it helps to detox, sweat it out, and I just feel really good when I get out. I walk 30 minutes a day with Flynn. I mean, I have Flynn. I need to take him for walks. Honestly, I say 30 minutes, but he stops every 5 seconds to smell something, pee on something. So it's not like I'm doing like lots of exercise in that sense. And last but not least, before I get into the 2 things that I've changed over the last 90 days, this might trigger some of you, and I'm sure I'll have people telling me in the comments down below, because I've heard so many experts talk about this and how it's not good to do. And I also think that it depends what your mindset is around scales and around weighing yourself. But so many people say that you should weigh yourself every day. It's just what I do. I weigh myself every morning. I get up and I weigh myself. And I don't do it as like a form of punishment. I don't do it out of a form of self-loathing. I guess it's a habit for me, but it's also something that helps me stay on track with my sugar content, which that's kind of how I justify it. I don't, if I get on the scales and I end up weighing more that day, I'm not kicking myself, I'm not crying, I'm not spiraling. It's just, for me, works as a motivator to maybe not eat as much processed sugar that day, or maybe not eat something naughty, because sugar's always been my biggest weakness. It's my kryptonite, which is ironic because I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I'm trying really hard. It's something that I've actually really been dabbling with lately, cutting out all processed sugar. But then I really love life, and to me, like, eating cake is part of life. But yeah, I just weigh myself every day because I like to kind of keep track of it in that way, and I use it as a motivator. So if I get on the scales and I happen to weigh more, I don't automatically assume it's body fat. I don't automatically assume I put on body fat. It could just be, you know, water weight, hormonal, whatever. But to me, I use it as a motivator to maybe just eat better that day and eat healthier. And for me, that's a good thing, and that works for me. So I'm not saying that's going to work for everyone, and it can be very triggering, and it can definitely send people down a dark spiraling space. I'm well aware, but that's just what works for me. Now I'm going to get started into the 2 things that I've changed over the last 90 days. And like I said, they're really simple. So simple that I didn't even realize I really was doing it until I kind of looked at my life over the last 90 days and realized that these were kind of the 2 things that have changed. So following on from me talking about my massive sweet tooth, here is my giant bag of Belgium chocolate. Who needs a bag of Belgium chocolate? Nobody does, unless you are a chocolatier or a chef or you bake a lot, which, I mean, I guess I do bake sometimes, but I shouldn't be having this. Like, I used to eat chocolate from the bag, just like this, okay, like this. Now I reserve this chocolate solely for baking and solely for making chocolate, which was what it was intentionally supposed to be for, but I just got a bit wild, you know. And really, all I've done is just stop eating chocolate from this damn bag and switch to dark chocolate. I just have 2 squares of dark chocolate a day, and I don't know if it's age, I don't know if it's getting older. I've heard people talk about this before, and I was always like, yeah, don't know what that feels like, but now I do. The older you get, your tastes change, and I can't eat as much like milk chocolate as I used to. I find it really sickly and just really like too sweet. Whereas dark chocolate, I feel I can have it without feeling like super sick and just like bleh. So I've just basically switched over from, you know, snacking from a frigging bag of milk chocolate. And this is also dangerous because, like, you know, they come in these little pellets and you're just like, you don't know how much you're eating. How much are you eating? It's not healthy, okay? It's just no, we're not doing this, which I'm glad I don't do this anymore. So yeah, I just switch over from milk chocolate to dark chocolate. Don't get me wrong, I still eat milk chocolate from time to time, but do I snack from that bag anymore? No, I do not. And the second thing, which I actually think has been the biggest thing that changed for me, I've talked about it, I've touched on it in previous videos, and that is Reformer Pilates. Reformer Pilates is something that actually inspired these body scans. The only reason I end up getting these body scans is because the studio that I go to I think maybe every 3 to 6 months, they get the machine in and they do the body scans there. So honestly, if it wasn't for Pilates, I wouldn't end up getting those body scans. But since the machine's there and they're like, hey, Caitlin, we're getting the machine back, you know, do you want to book in? I think it's like 30 bucks to get it done. And I go in before a class and I get my body scanned, and it's a really great way to keep track. So I do Reformer Pilates 2 to 3 times a week, not like consecutive days. I've done it before and my body just does not like doing anything like that too many days in a row. Like, I need rest days, I need to switch it up. That's how I tend to injure myself. If I do the same things every day, I tend to hurt myself. So I do it 2 to 3 times a week, and it's just a really great all over workout. 45 minutes, Reformer Pilates. If you're not really familiar with Reformer Pilates, I'll have some videos on screen, I'll have some links in the description, check out. It's a really quite easy workout to what I used to do. I used to go to the gym and just bust my ass and sweat like a mad woman and try to lift these really heavy weights. Reformer Pilates is a little bit different. It's targeting smaller muscle groups and just really developing really lean muscles. And even if you're someone that does like to lift heavy, I still think that Reformer Pilates is for everyone, and it's a tool that everyone, I think, could benefit from. It does help to really strengthen that mind and body connection, strengthen muscles that maybe you don't really work out much or you don't consider, you don't think about. Helps with posture, really quite great for posture. It's one of the reasons why I do it, and it's one of the best workouts I found for the least amount of injuries. I would always find myself hurting myself at the gym trying to lift weights that were way out of my league. So I prefer Reformer Pilates, and I just leave feeling more energized. You know, I leave feeling more alive and more awake, and I just love knowing that I can go work out and I'm not just like dripping sweat and I don't have to wash my hair every day. Because if I was going to the gym and just sweating like a mad woman, because I'm a sweater, I'd have to wash my hair every day. And I just love that Reformer Pilates allows me to, it's like a whole body workout in 45 minutes. Most time you're always doing abs, okay? Always doing abs, bit of glutes in there, arms, back, like it's literally everything wrapped into a 45 minutes class. And it's challenging, but it's like a different type of challenging to maybe if you're used to gymming it. It's definitely a different type of challenge. And that is what I can equate my muscle gaining and my weight loss to, my fat loss, I should say. I've lost 1.8 grams of fat. It's probably not super exciting since it's not like a huge weight loss transformation or anything like that, but you know, if you're someone who is quite lean, I hope this video is helpful to you, because it is, I'm not trying to like, you know, world's smallest violin or anything. It's actually quite hard to lose like small amounts of weight if you're already quite small. So I hope that you find today's video useful and helpful. And if you have any questions in the comments down below, if you have any tips or tricks or health tips that you have or that you want to share, feel free to do so in the comments down below. And also, if you're someone who doesn't eat processed sugar, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to have a chat with you. Because, you know, even sometimes I find myself Googling like how bad processed sugar is for me, just so like in hopes that it would help motivate me to stop eating it. But does it help? No, it doesn't. I'm in this weird space where I'm like, I don't want to eat processed sugar, but I also like, you know, want to have dessert at a restaurant from time to time, or like, you know, eat a kid's birthday cake. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it useful. I hope maybe it inspired you just to start Reform Pilates if you've never given it a go. Check it out if you're interested. You might just become hooked like I have and like I am. You know, all your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm gonna have another one linked to you right here. If you haven't had enough of me just yet, feel free to join me over there. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.